Hello everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today we are going to be doing a reading to try and determine what their next move is in regard to the connection that you share with them. So let's see what your person of interest is planning on doing next. As always, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then that just means it is simply not meant for you. With all of that said, we have pile 1 with fire agate, pile 2 with blue howlite, and pile 3 with jade. Hello pile 1, my fire agate pile. Let's take a look at what your person's next move is going to be. We will pull some tarot cards just to determine what their next move is, whether that's, getting to know you more, whether that's asking you out, whatever the case might be. Let's see what your person's next move is going to be in regard to the connection, and then we'll pull a couple of oracle cards just to see where their feelings are at. Okay, we have the Two of Cups, which bodes very well. We have the Magician. And we have the Six of Cups. So how lovely to see these 3 cards jumping out today. As far as your person's next move, I would say a main aspect of their next move toward you is going to be partly getting to know you more, but also could be something along the lines of asking you out, especially ending it with the Six of Cups, which to me, the Six of Cups at times, it can be an offer of or a gesture of love. So we start out with the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a card which is indicative of harmonious relationships. It's a card that is indicative of perspective. All in all, it just seems like to me with that Two of Cups, you and your person's bond is growing and deepening and strengthening. The two of you are beginning to see how it is that you are both on the same page about what it is that you want from the connection and what it is that you want in the future, both separately and together. All in all, that Two of Cups to me is going to represent that the emotional intimacy between you and your person is growing. So for some of us where maybe this is a newer connection, we're really beginning to get to know this person more. We're really beginning to get to know this person on a deeper level. For others, it could be about us getting back on the same page again with our person. All in all, the Two of Cups is going to highlight that this connection is very smooth sailing at this point in time. So as always, take what resonates and leave the rest, because it could indicate that the two of you are yet again smooth sailing, or it could be indicating that the two of you are getting back to a place of peace and serenity, let's say, within your connection. It seems as though you and your person are really beginning to explore the feelings that you have for one another, which is a lovely thing to see here. We have the Magician, and the Magician is a card that's indicative of our own potential, our own personal power, our own skills, talents, and abilities, which is tied to our self-worth and our self-confidence. So to me, I would say that part of what your person's next move is, in regard to they themselves, this Magician card in the middle would be a strong indication that your person is building up the confidence that they need to build up in order to move this connection forward in whatever way or in whatever step would be next for you and your person or your partner. It seems as though they know how it is that they feel about you, and they're beginning to see that you're feeling the same way about them. The Magician to me is going to represent them building up their self-confidence and then building up their self-worth in order to make some positive movement forward. And then the Six of Cups to me would be indicative of that offer or that gesture of love. Basically getting asked out, deepening the level of commitment within your connection. For some of us with the Six of Cups, it could represent something that's like a reconciliation. And of course, that doesn't even, like for me, okay, yeah, like it could be a reconciliation, but at the same time, even if you weren't in separation from your person, but maybe there's been a couple of road bumps along the way, or there's speed bumps, whatever the case might be. The Six of Cups is going to indicate, yet again, us getting back onto the same page as our person. And the way in which we are both doing this is we're really beginning to open up to our person, and they're beginning to open up to us. You know, we're beginning to be able to see things from their perspective because they're being emotionally vulnerable with us and they're showing us things from their perspective. We are doing the same toward them. This person's building up their confidence. They're beginning to see that the two of you are on the same page with what it is that you want when it comes to the future of this connection. And with that renewed self-confidence, this person is putting in the work, whether that means that they're putting in the work to ask you out, and that's the way in which they have to build up their confidence, or they're working on fixing things between the both of you, rectifying things, reconciling, or just trying to better and improve the relationship between the both of you in order to make it happier, healthy, and more fulfilling for you both. So I feel like when it comes to what's next or what your person's planning on doing next, individually, let's say, they're building up their confidence and their worthiness, but in regard to the connection, they're building up the emotional intimacy within this connection. The both of you are getting to know one another on a much deeper level, or continuing to get to know one another on a much deeper level. So the bond between the both of you is strengthening, and there's going to be some type of offer of love when it comes to this connection, some offer or some gesture of love, where this person either expresses their feelings, where this person asks you out, where this person's deepening the level of commitment. So something along those lines. Now let's just get an oracle card or two to kind of see the current energy of the connection, how it is in which this person is feeling. We have the worthiness card jumping out first. So worthiness, know your worth. The universe can only bring you what you know you deserve. You can have it all. And I feel like when it comes to this connection, the two of you are really with that Magician card being a card of self-worth and self-confidence. I feel like the two of you are really beginning to see and to know your own worth. You're also beginning to see how valuable this connection is that the two of you share. And this person does find you to be someone who is what it is that they want. They are beginning to feel as though this connection, like, again, I feel like with that Two of Cups, it's highlighting that the two of you are on the same page about a lot of things. And to me, that's going to represent that there's similar core values and similar life goals between the both of you. And both of you within this connection are capable of having a happy and healthy relationship. Both of you have a high capacity to give and to receive love. And overall, again, it makes me want to say this connection is feeling very smooth sailing. And like, if it hasn't been exactly the smoothest of sailings for the two of you, it seems as though both of you are putting in work in order to get it back to this place of peacefulness and stability and security with one another. We have the Passion card jumping out as well. Insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. And I feel like that's another major aspect, to be honest, of the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, too many cards fell out into my lap, so I'm just going to toss them back in. But the Two of Cups is a card that's indicative of mutual respect for one another, mutual romantic feelings, mutual commitment, mutual loyalty. Whatever the case might be, there's a lot, like, you guys like each other equally. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonates with you. But the two of you seem to be very much so on the same page with that as well. You know, there's a lot of mutual feelings. There's a lot of reciprocation within this connection. And not only that, but it's a very passionate little love affair that the two of you have got going on as well. We have the card Date jumping out next. Meeting someone new, dating, get back out there, plan or set a date. I feel like for many of us, we've been dating this person or seeing this person, especially since we're going into this reading with the intention of what our person's next move is. So planning and setting a date goes right in line with that Six of Cups and the gesture of love. Again, it could also be an indication of, and then we also have the card rocking it, being yourself, confident, loud, and proud, hitting the right note, harmonious, concert, showing off. I feel like, again, this is mainly going to bring up the confidence that we are building up in order to move this connection forward. Not only that, but maybe even the confidence that we have within this connection itself. Especially the more that we get to know this person, the more that our feelings are growing for them, the more that they're expressing their feelings with us. We feel very confident within this connection. We also have harmonious on here, and I feel like this is a, yet again, smooth sailing relationship, and a relationship or a connection that's going to continue forward into being this very smooth sailing, stable, secure, healthy, happy relationship. So I really do hope that that makes sense, my pile ones. This was a lovely little spread to do, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. Hello, pile 2, my blue howlite pile. Let's take a look at what your person's next move is. Let's see what they are planning on doing next when it comes to the connection that you share with them. Going to get a couple of tarot cards out here, and then we will pull a couple of oracle cards just to see the current energy of the connection, what your person's currently feeling or thinking. But let's see, what is their next move? We start out with Temperance, the Four of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Okay, so to me it does seem like your person's definitely holding back, and it might be a little bit confusing for you, or at times it might be a little bit of like feeling like mixed signals from this person. So pile 2, as always, take what resonates, leave the rest, don't shoot the messenger. But I feel like as far as it comes to, or when it comes to this person's next move, we might be starting to get a little bit confused by this person's actions toward us. And that's because we start out with the Temperance card. The Temperance card is a card, it's funny because I described Two of Cups in a similar way to start out. Temperance card is a card of perspective, and Temperance is also a card of harmonious relationships. Not only that, but I would dare to say that even the Temperance card at times, like, it really makes you feel like this person's super into you because of the fact that this person seems to be getting to know you on a deeper level. It seems as though with the Temperance card, you and this person are providing one another perspective. The emotional intimacy between the two of you seems to be growing and deepening with Temperance. But then when we move forward to the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles is an extremely guarded card. And you might get confused by this person because it could be very back and forth. It could be, at times this person's very open and honest. At times this person is, giving you what it is that you want, need, deserve, and desire within the connection. And then other times it seems as though this person pulls away or shuts down. Because for me, the Four of Pentacles is kind of an indication of somebody shutting down. The Four of Pentacles, it can be a card where this person's holding on to the emotions that they have, whether it's that they're not fully expressing the way in which they feel about you, whether it's that they're holding back and they're not really allowing for the connection to grow, whatever the case might be. And then we move to the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is a card that's very head over heart. So to me, what this is coming through as is, even though at times this person is, very into us, and acting like they're very into us, and even though this person is getting to know us on this deeper level, and at times things seem to be going very smoothly within the connection, where at times we're dealing with this person being very guarded over matters of the heart. So I hope that that makes sense in some type of way when it comes to you and this connection with this person. What makes it disheartening or frustrating for you is that we're dealing with somebody who at times is very open, somebody who at times is giving us exactly what it is that we would need. And at times we're dealing with somebody who's making it seem like this connection is moving forward or going to deepen in its level of commitment, or that we're going to take the next step with this person. But it seems as we move forward, or whatever their next move is going to result in them being guarded over matters of the heart. So to me, it feels like at times it could be this back and forth sort of boomerang bullshit when it comes to this connection. You know, at times you could be really feeling like this connection is moving onward and upward, only for this person to completely and totally shut down. So I hope that that makes sense. As far as a next move, I would say that maybe behaviors we've been seeing in this person are going to continue. And if this person's not opening up to you, especially when it comes to matters of the heart, it might be very difficult for you when it comes to moving this connection forward or seeing something move forward within this connection, especially if they tend to clam up whenever matters of the heart come out. You know, so to me, I feel like as far as the next move, we might see similar behaviors from this person that we've been dealing with. So if you feel like this person's been sending you mixed signals, or even if at times you feel like this person's sort of breadcrumbing, I feel like that's definitely a possibility here. And unfortunately, that pattern might continue into the near future because it doesn't seem as though this person's ready to open up fully and completely yet. So as far as moving forward, as far as a next move, I feel like this person's getting guarded over matters of the heart. And again, this could be very disheartening because for some of us, we could have really felt like we were making progress with this person. And now all of a sudden they're sort of shutting down on us, if that makes sense. My pile twos. Let's get some oracle cards out here as far as the current energy of the connection, what this person's currently feeling, so that maybe we can get some further insight. We have the heartbroken card, deeply sad, or deeply hurt rather. Almost lost half the deck in my lap, but deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. To me, what that could indicate is like at times this person knows that they're imploding the connection, but they're not quite sure of how to see through their own guard or their own walls that they have built up. I hope that that makes sense in some way to you. But it's kind of like this person's not happy about the fact that like this it's so interesting to me sometimes because it's interesting how some people like can't see through their own walls or can't see through their own BS when it comes to love and relationships. And for me, that's kind of what this heartbroken card is implying. It's like a card to me that's going to indicate, or just the vibe that we've got going on so far. It's an indication to me of, I wish I could, but I just don't have it in me. Or like, I wish I could, but I was never able to express myself. And that could kind of make sense because of the fact that the Four of Pentacles is also a card of deep-seated issues and deep-seated trauma. So this person could be conditioned to think of matters of the head over matters of the heart more often than not. So them opening up about their emotions could be, uncharted territory, let's say, for them. And it's like they're upset that they can't seem to act right, but a lot of it is past trauma or past conditioning coming back to bite them, even though they have what could be a very strong connection with you. And at times it's like they can't see through the own guard that they have built up, or they can't see through their own walls. And it's very difficult for them to release their guard. It's very difficult for them to express what they're feeling in their heart, because they do have feelings for you with that Temperance card. And even the heartbroken card to me would highlight that this person has very strong feelings for you. They just can't quite figure out how to express them, or can't quite figure out how to move things forward. And part of that is because of the own walls or the own blockage, their own blockages that they have. Let's get a couple of more cards out here as far as current energy. We also have the Golden Mirror. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. The one thing that I maybe primarily want to focus on more so, although of course this person could be a self-absorbed narcissist too, but the one thing that I would want to focus on here especially is the one-sided relationship. And I feel like that's how it could feel at times if you're dealing with somebody who's very guarded over the way in which they feel, while you are somebody who's capable of giving and receiving love at a high capacity. So while you're more so, let's say, this angelic temperance card, and you're capable of expressing how it is that you feel, this could be something that's extremely difficult for this person. And at times, them not bringing down that wall and them not being able to express to you or to show you how it is that they're feeling in their heart could make you feel like the connection is very one-sided, because you're the person that's giving 100% all the time of your time, effort, and energy, while this person at times is only showing it to you in small glimpses. So I hope that that makes sense. Let's get a couple more cards out here as far as current energy of the connection. We have shy, nervous, or too nervous to ask you out. It takes a minute. The answer is maybe, and second guess. And I feel like that more has a lot more to do with them second guessing themselves. And I feel like that would make a lot of sense if somebody has deep-seated trauma, and if somebody at times is not very good at expressing themselves, or they've been conditioned to not be able to express themselves, and so on and so forth, that this person's second guessing. They second guess a lot, and that could also be a cause of the mixed feelings, that, or the mixed signals, rather, like the mixed signals that you feel like you get from this person at time could be them second guessing. The good news is I feel that it takes a minute. And that this person at this point in time is too nervous, too shy, too anxious, too fearful, too in their head versus in their heart to make some positive movement forward. But it takes a minute, followed by island time, which brings up in your own time and take your time, is urging for you to allow this connection to unfold naturally, especially if this is a connection that you still want to pursue, because the effort that they have shown you is effort that you really like to see within a connection. I feel like this person needs to get out of their own way. And once this person gets out of their own way, that's going to allow for the both of you to really form an even more harmonious, loving, fulfilling, happy, and healthier bond. But at this point in time, this person is very much so in their own way. The good news is that it seems like if you're patient with this person, things will begin to improve. With that, be more lighthearted or have a relaxed attitude. We're being urged to allow for this connection to unfold naturally. But for the time being, as far as this person's next move, I would say they seem to be very much standing in their own way. They seem to be very much guarded over matters of the heart. And at times, this makes you feel like this person's second guessing you, or at times it makes this connection seem one-sided, and at times it seems like this connection is sending you a lot of mixed signals. So for me, while there is some hope at the end of this reading, you of course may not have the patience to wait around for this person to see through their own walls, let's say. You might not feel like you have the patience to wait around for this person to get out of their own way, or to heal from whatever it is that they need to heal from, and so on and so forth. So when it comes to this person's next move, it seems like there's going to be further mixed signals, especially if that's something that's already been occurring. It seems like it's going to continue, that this person has a lot of difficulty either showing you or verbalizing to you the way in which they are feeling about you, because of how guarded they are over matters of the heart. I hope that that makes sense in some way, shape, or form. My pile twos, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. Hello, my pile 3, my jade pile. Let's take a look at what your person's next move is in regard to this connection that you share with them. Let's see, what is your person's next move? What are they planning on doing next in regard to you and the connection that you both share? We have the Empress. We have the Emperor. Oh, I love this reading. I almost want to stop at these two cards because they're so perfect. Oh my goodness. And we have the Sun and the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So the first thing that I get from the Empress especially, or when she first jumped out, the first thing that I got from that is wanting to make this connection a lot more stable and secure than it already is. So for many of us, of course, that could have many different meanings. So take what resonates from it. But of course, for me, it's going to represent trying to deepen the level of commitment within this connection. So for those of us that are maybe romantically interested in one another, this would mean asking you out, going on dates with this person. For those of us that are already dating this person, this could mean exclusivity and becoming boyfriend and girlfriend. If we're already exclusive and boyfriend and girlfriend, this could mean something like moving in together, to continuing to deepen the connection or the bond that the both of you have, getting engaged if we've been together for a little while, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this person's next move, all in all, is to strengthen the stability and security within the connection. We have two divine counterparts, the Empress and the Emperor. The Empress to me is indicative of nurturing. It's indicative of, I'm going to say the word love. Like it's indicative of love and lovingness, that this person really admires you for both who it is that you are, I'm going to say how it is that you look. And all in all, it seems like there is a very healthy blend of emotional and physical intimacy within this connection. This person is incredibly attracted to you in many different ways. And again, that leads me to say this person admires you for your physical beauty and also admires you for the beauty which is you and your personality. So this person has very, very strong feelings for you. This person feels very nurtured and taken care of. As far as the next move, this person perhaps wants to nurture and take care of you. It just really seems as though this person is absolutely smitten when it comes to how it is that they feel about you. The Emperor is a card of stability, security, providing for someone, providing them with a sense of safety, stability, security. It's also an indicator that this person feels like they can depend on you or rely on you. And even as a next move, to me, this person's trying to prove to you their dependability and their reliability. They're trying to show you. And what I love with that too is, like, especially next to the Empress, aside from them being divine counterparts, what I love with it being next to the Empress is the Empress to me is going to represent the nurturing emotional aspect of things, while the Emperor is going to represent things within our physical realm, let's say. So this person's trying to show you that you can depend on them, or like rest your head on their shoulder, that they can be an ear to listen, that they can love you and nurture you and be there for you in any way that you need, whether it's emotionally or physically in some way. They're trying to provide you with the support, stability, security that you need. They're trying to provide for you. And just all in all, this person's trying to show you that they are capable of being there for you, and that they are willing to put in whatever effort they need to in order to prove that to you. All in all, such a lovely, beautiful relationship that we've got going on here. And if this is somebody that at this point in time is just more so of a romantic interest, or even somebody that maybe we're beginning to see casually, I feel like as this relationship strengthens and grows and evolves, you're really going to be within a connection unlike anything that you've ever felt before. It just really seems as though you and this person are very much so on the same page. There's similar core values. There's similar life goals. The two of you want and see a very similar future between the both of you. It just seems as though the two of you have one another's backs, support, uplift, love, and trust one another. And these, of course, if this is very new and very fresh, this is something that's going to strengthen and grow as this connection goes on. We end with the sun, and the sun to me is a card of authenticity and honesty. So this person is giving you a massive amount of clarity surrounding the connection. This person's going to tell you how they feel. This person's going to express themselves. And most importantly, I feel like both you and your person feel comfortable and confident enough with and around one another to be exactly who it is that you are. You know, this isn't a connection where you have to pretend or a connection where they have to pretend. This isn't a connection where words are being left unsaid. The two of you are extremely open and honest with one another. And again, if this is fresh and new at this point in time, that's going to be one of the major highlights of this connection that you share with this person. The two of you being, you're going to be able to be yourself around this person. And a huge part of that is your person creating this safe space for you to be able to be yourself. So all in all, absolutely lovely connection we've got going on here. I love to do very mushy gushy love readings when they present themselves, and this is absolutely a lovely mushy gushy reading. As far as a next move, this person is providing you with stability and security. This person is trying to provide for you. This person is nurturing. This person is listening. This person is putting in the time, effort, and energy that they need to in order to strengthen the bond between the both of you and move this connection forward. So this is absolutely, as far as a next move, they are doing whatever it is that they need to do in order to prove themselves to you and in order to deepen the level of commitment within this connection. They see that you are someone who could be a potential life partner for them, and they are doing what it is that they need to do in order to show up for you and in order to express themselves to you so that the two of you can continue moving forward together. Let's get some oracle cards out here as far as the current energy between you and this person. We start out with the lovely Healthy Choices card. Making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, and being happier. I love this card because immediately it is going to point out something that the tarot cards already made extremely clear, which is that this is a happy and healthy relationship, either in the works or it's been a happy, healthy, loving, fulfilling relationship between you and your person. Now let's get some other cards. We've got I Like You jumping out and Palm Tree falling out not very far behind it. Okay, so that I Like You card, someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, want to date. So again, this person, especially if this is fresh and new, the two of you like one another very much. The two of you really seem to be on the same page about a lot of things and seem to be wanting to be with one another. There's been a lot of fun and flirtation thus far. Perhaps, and even if this is a more established connection, I feel like that's a nice message to see, that the two of you are still having a lot of fun together. And that Palm Tree card is going, and now exclusive, is going to represent that yet again, kind of where we started, the first exact thing that I got from the Empress card. Trying to build upon the stability and security within this connection. We've got stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility, followed by exclusive, girlfriend, boyfriend, commitment, possible marriage material, or life partner, not dating other people. Okay, so when it comes to this connection, yet again, as far as a next move, this person is trying to strengthen the stability and security within this connection. They're trying to prove themselves to you in that regard, proving that they can provide you with whatever it is that you need, whether it's something emotionally or something physically. This person is trying to prove themselves to you. This person wants to deepen the level of commitment within this connection. Neither one of you are seeing other people, I would say. This person looks at you as a potential life partner, especially with that Empress and Emperor bond, because Empress and Emperor can be indicative of marriage material or looking at someone as a life partner. All in all, this seems to be a very happy and healthy connection. It seems as though your person's next move is to fully and completely express themselves in some way, as well as to deepen the level of commitment. So I really, really, really hope that that makes sense and begins to resonate even more for some of us into the near future. This was such a lovely little spread. Thank you so, so much, my pile threes. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful day.